Hi guys, so we are going to be doing some read alouds this week that have to do with poetry and poetic language, which sounds really big and fancy, but you guys are going to really like this stuff. Because a poem can be a song even, and you guys know a lot of songs. So sometimes words can rhyme in a poem, and sometimes they don't have to. But a lot of times, a choice that the writer makes is to show how the characters feel, how they can see what they're describing, how they can smell. So they try to describe, okay? So they might say, Harper is as fluffy as a pillow. You guys know what a pillow feels like, so you know exactly what Harper would feel like. Oh, a cake smells as sweet as pie. Because you know pie is sweet, so then this has to be sweet too. So they use a lot of language that makes us think about how we would feel if we were them in the story. So we are going to read the book today, Puddles. So I picked 3 books today, or 3 books for this week that are from our Fontes and Pinnell stuff that we do at school. And then I picked 2 books that I pick. I'll pick one on Monday and one on Friday, and we're going to read this one, which is such a good book. But we are going to be reading Puddles, which is another amazing book. It does a lot of examples and makes you feel like you're there. So this is called Puddles. Can you find the puddles on this page? They're pretty big. One's big and one's kind of smaller. Here's a puddle and here's a puddle. What are the kids doing in the puddles? How do you think they feel? Look at their faces. And remember, you can't say, I think it's happy. I think they're happy. I want you to know why you think they're happy. I think they're happy because they're jumping in the puddles. I would be happy because you get to play in the puddles. So give a reason why. So this is by Jonathan London, and pictures are by G. Brian Carraz. Okay, so this is going to be a really, really great book. I have a couple questions before we get started. So this book has a lot to do with some weather. So when it storms, it might rain, it might thunder, and it might lightning. How do you feel when it storms? Are you scared? Do you like it? Turn and talk to someone right now about how you feel about storms. I like storms. I like how quiet and peaceful it is, but I don't like the smell. And I don't like that all the worms come out of the ground after it rains. I think that's really gross. So we are going to start on this page. All night, the slash of rain and the flash of lightning and the kaboom! Look at their faces. What do you think the kaboom might be? The kaboom of thunder rattling the house and all the windows. We cuddle between fright and glee and want it to stop and never stop. So they like it, but they kind of don't like it too. So look at them. They're hiding in their bed. Okay. I want to point out some of the language that I was talking about. So the thunder rattling the house. They could have said shaking, but rattling. We know what it means to rattle. Like this. Oh no, look at my computer. Okay, so a rattle. Okay, we cuddle between fright, which is like you're scared, and glee, which means you're happy. So it's kind of either or. Let's see if it gets better. In the morning, it does like a curtain rising on a shiny new day. A day of brightness and blue, a sky wiped clean of the last cloud. We walk outside to the sweet chatter of birds, filling the trees, and breathe deep the clean air. Watch out for the puddles, Mama hollers. Don't get wet. Okay, in here it says the chatter of the birds. Chatter of the birds. That means a lot of little birds are singing. They're chattering. Okay? What do you think that might sound like? My uncle can whisper and whistle like a bird. I can't whistle, but my bird sounds I don't think are that good. Needles glisten. Listen! The drip, drip, drip from the eaves and the leaves. Look, the sparkle of a million sun in a million drops. So they said they glisten. Do you see that? Look really close. Do you see how the raindrops almost shine a little bit? They say it's like the sun because it's shining bright. Here's an eave of the house, the eaves. Looks like there's some rain on there, huh? We follow baby rivers, trickling and snaking down ditches into fields. So it's coming out of their house and it's making a little tiny river. Look, they're even making boats to put on there. Puddles, big ones, little ones, long ones, skinny ones, pieces of sky on the ground. It's time to puddle jump. Splash, splash, splash. Why do you think they say, the author says, little pieces of sky on the ground? Can the sky be on the ground? No. But look, I see the sun. So in the puddle, it's reflecting. We've talked about that, reflecting like a mirror, and it's showing the sky in the puddles. Oh, you guys. What do you think is going to come next? There's water, and they're stopping and stopping. What might that turn into that moms and dads might not want in their house? Mud sucks out our boots. Slop, slop, slop. Our boots are getting all stuck in there. We kneel and watch worms squirm and stretch and leave tiny trails in the muck like sloppy writing. They're learning the ABCs of weather, of rain, and sun and mud. I told you this is my least favorite part when it storms. And all the worms come out. Then we slog down through wet grass toward the pond, and what lives there, celebrating all the new water and new life. So they're making an adventure out of this day. At the pond, it's time for the frogs to play, and we want to play with them. Leap, frog, leap. Leap, frog, leap. Hop, flop, plop. Ty does not like frogs. I don't know why. Just not my thing. Birds flap from the trees, and we think the trees are applauding. We bow and say, bye, frogs, and turn toward home. So, how might the trees sound like they're clapping? How do you think the trees can sound like they're clapping? What do you think? What would happen if the wind blew really hard? What might the branches do? Puddles, big ones, little ones, long ones, skinny ones, pieces of sky on the ground. It's time to puddle jump again. We can hit every puddle from the pond to the meadow. Splash, splash, splash. Did you hear all the rhyming in that? We slog through wet grass and suck mud with our boots. Slup, slup, slup. Skip beneath leaves and eaves. Drip, drip, drip. So it's this book kind of reminds me of the bear going on a bear hunt, because they do it and then they have to go backwards and do it. And that's exactly what they're kind of doing. And Drip in the doorway shouting, we're home! You're wet, Mama howls. Look at their faces. What do you think? How do you think they're feeling about the puddles in their day? On a morning after rain, it's time to soak in a hot bath, wiggling dry in a warm towel. Get dressed and drink hot chocolate. Then run outside again. So they just took a nice bath and now they're going to go outside again. How do you think they feel about when it rains? To puddle jump, splash, splash, splash. But remember, you have to tell me why you think they feel that way. Okay? So this was Puddles. I really like this book. I really like the pictures and how bright everything was. I can see us doing that, making little tunnels. Okay? So I'm going to post a few more questions along with this video so you guys can answer, and you can comment below or you can send me a message, okay? Answer the questions or talk to someone at home. And tomorrow we are going to be reading another one kind of about outdoors. Yeah, but this one's called Mud. So this one's for tomorrow, okay? Mud. Ooh. Okay. Bye, guys.